Hello, hey, what are you doing all the way over there? Hang on a minute. Hello, welcome back to Monster Train. My microphone was pushed back, but I pretended that you were a real person standing in front of me roughly 10 inches further away from me than normal when we do this thing that we do every day for the last 200 and something days. God, we've almost been doing this for a year. When I put up like episode 365, that's gonna feel weird. One episode of Monster Train a day for a year. 3 months away. I started putting up the videos every day from when the game came out, so it's been quite a while. I can't believe it. Looking forward to that DLC coming out. I don't have an intro for you today, as you can tell. This is the intro. I'm just kind of talking to you casually. I didn't have anything planned. I hope you're doing well today. Let's get to it, shall we? What is it today? It's Wednesday? It's 3:30 in the morning, if you're wondering. I've been, I'm gonna do a Hellhorned standard run, by the way. I've been doing, well. I've been doing a little bit of, not journaling. You may remember a while ago I talked about journaling in something, but I've been doing, like, delegating of tasks for college. I've been writing down everything I need to do and then planning out which day I'm doing what, and that's been pretty cool. That's it. That's all that's new. Not much else, really. I feel very out of sorts, wrong, unnatural. Something doesn't feel right now. But I've already started the run, so I can't like reset the episode. The intro is on the books. This is a real one. You're hearing me right now, barring a run out of space related incident. Yeah, I think we should just get to it, shall we? I hope that you're doing well today. How do I? This is what I'm forgetting. Don't forget to like the video, comment the video, subscribe the video. I was trying to think. I was like, what happens after I say that? We're in for a rough one. Oh boy. This is Rage Talos, Shadow Arcus, Diligent Seraph, Hidden Passage Molded, and a branding right where Hellhorned Exile Melting. Exploding Candle is a lot better in default melting, but Queen's Tale is a lot better in Exile Hellhorned, so I'll take Exploding Candle. I think it's fine. And you know what's a really, really bad idea? What if I played Brawler with the plan being to reform him? That is awful. However, I kind of want to try it. I'm going to try it. I'm 95% confident that this loses, but have you ever thought of doing Brawler with Reform? No, me neither. So what are we going to look for on this run? The biggest problem is that he has 10 armor, and that's going to be a big problem for getting him killed initially. I will take this unit draft because we have Torch. It also helps us to get our prince killed and reformed quicker. And I'm going to work on killing him myself as well. Now we're really going down some unexplored territory here. This is gonna be tough. I drew a bunch of reforms here. I'm not gonna greed for money because I already greeded for the trial. Wow, it is ugly. Well, at least I'll draw a reform here. And that's a start. I ping you away. Oh, he would have died anyway. I didn't need to ping him. I'm taking 12 for the trial here, which is fine. Hopefully that's all I'm taking here. And I don't take a million. Looks like we're good. He's gonna do 32 per round, which is up to 70, 32 per round is 64 plus the 5 from the explosion. He should be behind or in front of Train Steward, actually. However, that's alright. I reformed both of those guys, and surprisingly, it didn't look too bad. If you can believe it. Welder Helper plus Rage Prince would have been a lot better. However, I'm taking Hornbreak. We're committing. We're sending it. Wicklash, get it in here. Lady of the Reformed, yep. That's what we're here for. I don't feel nearly as bad about this as I expected to feel about this, and that's weird. The hardest part about this run is that I cannot duplicate Prince. This is the run where you reform Draft 100 times, but I can't make Draft. Like, he's not Draft. That's the only thing about it. So what we need now on this run is like, I need a Draft or a Sacrificial Resurrection. And we just have, I need something to be able to sit still and pummel down heavies while my princes live, die, repeating on me. If I play Pierce or Branding right, then he will die from Hornbreak. But I'll miss Lady. I want Lady up here, and I ping this away. I guess I could have put her mid 4 also. He'll die eventually. I'll work him down. Another Collector missed. I probably should have aimed to grab a Collector somewhere along the line. However, it's too late for that now. I'm gonna die here. I've put myself into a horrible position once again. I have chosen death. On the bright side, we have Burnout Candle, so it's not so bad. Okay. I can still draw reforms. Good. My man has Burnout 1. And she's burning out. Okay, I have to ping Lady up here. That's the strategy. There you go. I found it. Don't worry. I found the line. I found the line. I'll do it again just to be safe. I took 2 here. I mean, it's just, we're gonna die to heavies. Of course we are. But if we don't die to heavies, I mean, come on. This is pretty cool, right? Reform Prince? No one has ever done this before. If we see Draft here, I think we are not in the worst position I've ever seen. I do not want any of these. Okay. Purifying Cleanse is okay. I want Burnout extensions. This is kind of like Firelight Fade if Firelight Fade was fucking awful. That's what I look at this run as right now. I want Holdover. I did not get Holdover. So I will just -1. Maybe -1 molded. Fine. We could maybe just do Holdover Wicklash on this run as the win condition. Maybe a Holdover Duplicate Wicklash is where this is going. But that feels weird, right? Reforming Spike Driver Colonies also feels weird, but I'm not going to. I did not expect us to get to Talos, I will be honest with you. I expected us to die a lot quicker than this. So, you know what? I would say that this run is going to go down in my books as a success. Strike it down, put it in the records. This is a W. This is a W for ingenuity. And basically the strategy is let Prince farm up and he can clear some backline on the way to farming up. And then eventually I cash him in. 32 here. I want to kill these. It's just awkward because he's not going to be able to like solo carry right now. But he scales way too slowly and we're going to hit a wall fast. Really, I've talked about this a lot. I'm really excited for the change where your top 4 will no longer be dazed because So he saves 2. There's like a weird play I can do, but it doesn't make a difference. When my top 4 isn't dazed anymore, we are in a much more advantageous position, I would say. Because I could just replay Prince on this turn and kill 2 enemies, right? Which is not something that I can do right now. I am going to drop him bottom 4. I think that he has to be played over multiple floors for us to be fine here. Also, I don't think that he will... I don't think that I will miss Reform. Yeah. Although if I put him top 4, I would have killed this. Is 26 times 2 good enough? It probably is just because Lady has so much health. Yeah, she has enough health to take 7 rounds, so... That really... It really does not look nearly as good as I wanted it to look. Shit kinda looks bad. I said I want Sacrificial Resurrection, but Wax and Spike, though. We could also pivot to a good plan and play Bounty Stalker. Sorry, another quick sip. I got a lot of water to go through because I haven't been drinking a lot today. I really like each of these cards. Which one is it? I don't want to play Bounty Stalker because I've played enough Bounty Stalker in my life. I don't need to play Bounty Stalker here to know how it goes. It's fine. Sacrificial Resurrection calls to me. Wax and Spike is also decent though because I can either use it to kill my Prince or I can use it to buff my Prince by like 12, which is 2 reforms. I'm gonna do Sacrificial Resurrection. And I will skip this, although I could go Lady of the House, but that is just... Now we're getting into some absurdity. I want space. I want space and I want draw on this run. That's what we're doing. And that's it. I want space, and I'm going to take it. In fact, I have taken it. You can't stop me. Now what? Duplication is good. I think card removal is a little better. There's a duplicate here that lines up decently. Yeah. I want the relic as well. Maybe we can get burnout extension. Wouldn't be terrible. I think this deck does really, really poorly in the Diligent Seraph. Guild marker is strong. Okay. I took space, so what I can maybe do is take... Big Sludge seems fine. Sorry, my desk is making a lot of noise because I'm moving. Big Sludge is big, and he's Sludge. I don't have a whole lot of Harvest that he's gonna see. That's the problem. He's not gonna see a whole lot of death to get rolling, but once he gets rolling, he goes major. It's weird because I think with Big Sludge I'd have to take another space upgrade, but that doesn't seem right. I think I have my plan and I'm just gonna stick to it. Sorry, Big Sludge. I'm playing full commit Brawler Prince games here, apparently. Heaven Seal seems like a bad idea. We are not exactly strong enough to feel good about that. So, fun fact here. Sacrificial Resurrection, if I'm not mistaken, and we're gonna find this out for 100% certainty, but I believe if I sacrifice Prince, I can reform him. I'm gonna play mid-4. I'm pretty confident of that fact. Indeed I can. I did not hear, but it said 2 available, so. Branding Right, I should mention, really good for Lady of the Reform here. There he is. If I put him in front, I think this one dies, yeah. Cool. Train Steward top floor just to get him out. I'm really enjoying this run, even though I feel as though it is absolutely no chance of survival. I'm really having a good time. I'm just sitting here looking at it and going, man, look at this dumb shit I'm doing. Oh, I should have put something to stop this damage. I should not be taking this. Is there... So there is a way for me to kill him. Kind of? There's like a super roundabout way to stop this guy. And I'm gonna go for it here. So we can put Train Steward in front. And then we can ascend Lady of the House. And then I kill him. It adds, I have to reform Lady of the House now, but, you know, not a big issue. And I just drop her down here and we're fine. This is like, this feels like the way that Burnout reform strategies are supposed to play, but you never can in default melting. That's, like, this shit feels cool as hell. Send a unit up to the top floor to catch an enemy that's gonna go by, then they die and I replay them on the bottom floor the next turn. That's kinda neat. Putting imps into the mix makes this needlessly complicated since reform is random. Crushing Demise is really strong in this run. Crushing Demise with Exploding Candle is very good. I am underselling this to you. I am not utilizing the tonal shifting that is nature to humans to communicate to shift my tone to a level to explain the severity of how good Crushing Demise is here. However, hopefully by the fact that I've spent about 2 minutes explaining this in a very roundabout and honestly obnoxious way, I hope that you can understand. I'm duplicating Whiplash here. Wow, look at this card. Very shiny. Heavies are a big problem, so Heaven's Gold is fine. I want the money, but I'm gonna click on Heaven's Gold, because heavies are our biggest issue for the run, and I will take that because it's fine this way. I'm not gonna take any trials for money here. It's already tough enough. We'll play top floor. I do need the Torch Lady at least once or twice just to keep her alive. And it doesn't hurt us to torch her anyway, because we have Purifying Cleanse. I want this money. I don't want to let this wave go by me though. I'll buy him here and breed the money. I guess I could have let him die. Feels like the Burnout extension is worth it though. So the way that this Crushing Demise shit works with Exploding Candle, I've shown this before. I'll slow it down so you can kind of see it in the animations. Depending on the depending on the unit, this has been super inconsistent for me. Exploding Candle can trigger before or after. For Prince, it appears to trigger after. Interesting. Draft is one that was triggering before, I remember. And like Tombs were triggering, I think Tombs were another one. I'll mess around with it. It might also be affected by game speed. We will work out towards the bottom of this ideally here. I'm ascending Prince so I don't take a million here. Although I will be locking him up here. He won't die. I think that's okay. 36 times 3. I'm gonna do it. These away, these 10-2s. I don't know if Ascending Prince is correct or not. I do need this draft to not be 5 HP is the big thing. I need it to be like 25, but a little late for that. I'm gonna die to this boss. I think Ascending Prince was wrong, and I'm going to lose. If I ping you, my prince dies. That's the secret strat there. I do want this Purifying Cleanse, but I think I want to start the draft out high. I'll just make another draft here. Fine. Although I do take a lot from this Harvest Man. Or I don't. But I also don't Reform here, which is really bad. Well, ideally I'll Reform a lot over the next 2 turns. Because I need to play Lady Middle Floor here for sure. Oh, it's ugly. It is not good. I guess the Prince does do a lot of damage. At least. Yeah, he did do 350 here, which is pretty strong. As long as I draw some Reforms, I think we're fine. Draft was not as strong as I would have liked. Yeah, Lady of the House on her own does 160. Okay, we're chilling. Nice. How the hell are we still alive? It's always Prince, too. Whenever I tell you I have a crazy idea I want to try, it's always Hornbreaker Prince. It's never anyone else. Get this. Imps, I'm thinking Imps might not be a bad thing to add to this run. I could also grab Votavary here. Subsuming Blade is a way to consistently kill Prince, but I think I don't need that at this point. I'm gonna grab Votavary. She's a candidate for a burnout, and then we just kill with Exploding Candle. We also search for... not Gurg's Goad. Split Anvil's decent with Branding Wraith, though. Yeah, Split Anvil's fine. We're looking for a holdover here. Remove Consume is not it. Looking for a holdover -1 Crushing Demise, and then I make like 3 of them. I will. I will give the +10 there. Double stack. Not interested. And I do not wish to -1 Branding Right. Do Whiplash. I have to make sure I don't remove any of my spells. Yeah, I'm just gonna sit on 26 cards. I'm worried about Seraph the Diligent here. Crapshoot, not terrible. I'll skip it. I could take Crapshoot, but I'll skip it. I could take it just as a day spell for Seraph though, and it consumes, it's free. It's not the end of the world to grab. Ugh. Sit forward here. Time to enter the prime. I thought I was gonna sit forward and I just slinked right back into original position, so never mind. Not entering prime game position. Yeah, bring him back. It's a good start for Prince here. If I can reform him this turn, I think we're in a pretty strong spot. Yeah. I do end up losing my Branding Right, but I don't think that... Actually, I'll keep it. It's a good card to hold. Although, also, forgot that draft gets made at 1 cost. That's a mistake. That's a big problem that I should not have. That's not a mistake that I should make here. Feels wrong not to Whiplash my Prince, but then he doesn't die. Although +10 health is better than +5/+5 for us here, I guess. So if I split you, you'll die as well. Okay. Here's another +10 attack. My man is not dying. I cannot tell if this is good or bad. I think it's bad. I think he needs to be like getting in his hits and then dying, which is something that isn't going to happen. Phase Shard. He does 5 here. Ascension, being able to ascend units up is one of the ways we can cheat around our problems here as well. Like I can maybe draw into Ascend next turn and reform Prince Ascend to catch this full health guy. I'm also, it's just like, it's fine if I take damage. It's not the end of the world. This Torch Arc is because nothing else really feels like it matters here. No Ascend. At least we got the reform. That wasn't a guarantee. And here, maybe we get to Ascend him next turn. And Torch here, okay. We're definitely not in a great spot. I will not lie to you. We are not looking too hot here, is what I would say if I did not think we were looking too hot. However, we're looking extremely hot. Trust. And I'm just gonna drop this draft. I'll play him down here on bottom 4 actually. I consume the Votavary because I can always reform her. Although it's not a guarantee. Give myself the highest chance of reforming a draft here. Maybe they changed, like maybe they fixed it with Exploding Candle and it does not work how it once did. That is possible. Ah. Too bad. I think that we're dying here, but maybe I'll be proven wrong. One primitive mold coming up. So I put the... I have to put both routes down to get anything out of this. So I just play them up here. It's a little better for them to buy Prince an extra round, right? Because Prince right now this goes 1 hit, Prince does 180, 2 hits, Prince does 180, 3 hits, Prince does 180, 4 hits, Prince does 180, 5th hit, Prince dies. So Prince does 4 instances of 180 damage, which is roughly 800. If I put the drafts in front, they will provide Prince 2 more hits, plus the extra damage they provide along the way. On top of that, they would not survive long enough to make a meaningful impact because of burnout. Okay, we are dead. There is nothing I can do here. I have no tricks with this hand, unfortunately. No secret strats. Could I have won this combat if I played? I want to replay this actually. I made one pivotal mistake and I'm really interested to see if it changes the outcome of the run. I played branding right. Because I forgot how it works. So we're gonna replay the combat. I also maybe just want to be playing bottom 4s here. I think that playing top 4 lady is wrong. And I shouldn't do it. So we're gonna put Prince down. Crushing Demise. I guess they did change how Crushing Demise works. Like I don't want Prince... I want Lady on a staging 4 mid 4 so that I can have the 4 fight and then replay the top 4 after the end times. Okay, so I think that the big thing here... I could maybe just sacrifice the Prince as well. Actually, you know what? That's really smart. I can sacrifice Prince here. This is a much better play that I missed. Absolutely, I missed that play last time. Burn out Prince. My lady dies, but that's okay. I can keep her alive actually with a hidden passage, and I think that's fine too. I don't think it matters. I could play Votavary, but I don't want her getting in the way of my units taking damage. Let me bring back this draft that I did not have last time we were here. I am powering up Prince. Heal Lady. I don't have to worry about this damage. If I take it, I take it. Curses are whatever. We worry about survival here. We don't worry about damage like this. I do want to make sure I either reform you or give you a purifying cleanse so you're above 50. And that is next on the list of things to do. Drop it to 30. It's probably a little better to do. Yeah, that torch doesn't matter, but torch in general doesn't matter a whole lot here. Choose a unit. I choose Prince for sure. Now I could play him to stop this, but I think it is better to play him and have him plan. Like I plan on him and draft being down here, fighting, dying, and then repeating. We'll see. Purifying cleanse, yeah. I'm just expecting to draw into 2 reforms on the next 2 turns. This is maybe wrong. Maybe it's wrong to do this, but I think that it's the only way. We have a slightly better draft, but we don't have a Sacrificial Resurrection out right now. It is free. free crushing the mines here. A free reform. 300, 433. Yeah, and the draw has to be good. Okay. I guess we'll see. Because we have another 4 to play with as well, so it's not the end of the world. Play Prince, play Draft. Yeah, there you go. I had to replay it. It's a really easy mistake to make, and I really don't feel bad about making that mistake because I think that Sacrificial Resurrection is one of the most misleading cards in the game. Because it says it costs 0, but it costs 1. And I often forget that because how often do I have a run with Sacrificial Resurrection in it, right? If I take a second one of these, I think that it's really bad just because it's Diligent Seraph. I'll run myself out of spells 100%. But at the same time, a second draft is really important to these harder fights. So getting it out sooner, getting the second draft out sooner is good. I'm gonna give it a shot. I said I want to draw. I still want to draw. Okay. No matter what happens, this run was a success. I am extremely happy with this absurd run. And now I'm like super afraid of removing cards. I took Votavary and I'm realizing that Votavary is just too much brain power for me. Sorry, Votavary. Didn't mean to do you like that. I'm gonna toss 1 torch here as well. Permafrost on an Ascend is decent. Permafrost on a Reform is also decent. I'm gonna do a Reform here. If I see Holdover, it goes on Crushing Demise without a second thought, not a moment's hesitation. And I like giving the +10s to torches. It lets us ping off Purifiers. Double stack. Tragic. Is +10 health good on this run? I'm not so certain. I think I take Blood for Blood. I have Purifying Cleanse, so this is a loss, I think, overall. I just take Blood for Blood. I think that's fine. And here goes my Brawler Prince. Going to 5 attack. Or 5 attacks, I should say. Not taking this trial. Okay. Fine. I think it is like this every time, though. 30 damage? Man, that is not a lot. I don't feel the need to kill him myself. I think I can just end my turn. I do lose energy. This combat is awkward for sure. I lose energy and it's going to be a problem. I want to not lose energy on this turn, and I'm not. It doesn't change the amount of times he has to be hit. Branding right first here. That's okay. I miss 100 gold for not playing around branding right properly. It's gonna be like that sometimes. Losing Molded feels bad. I mean, drawing both Sacrificial Resurrections together is something I never even considered. I'll be honest with you. Did not even cross my mind. I eat so much damage from this Gilded Wings here. We gotta do something. I gotta put 80 down to mitigate it. Now I only take 20, which is a little bit less than by Blood for Blood at least. It's still ugly, but it's not as bad. Yeah, too bad they changed that. That shit was good. That was the good old days right there. Prince kills a heavy now. I do miss my turn here. Blood for Blood's gonna keep us afloat though. Prince is not dying. I heal from you for 1. Okay. That poor just died. That's weird. Was not really expecting them to just pass away there. It is not the end of the world, it's just strange. No Whiplash the Prince. There's like a slightly more efficient way to do that where I Wicklash here and then the draft, something like that, so that I don't take as much damage. I heal off of that guy, but this is fine too. I have a permafrost. We're chilling. We're gonna get to Sarah on this run. There's no way we win it, right? Absolutely no chance. Unless... I've said it a lot. I truly expected this to die at Talos. I thought this was gonna be a quick haha. How funny would that have been if that actually worked? But like we're going to Seraph. I think I want to pick a card that is a no. I'm gonna duplicate. I think it's fine. We'll just duplicate something. Maybe I'm not duplicating something. No, I am. It's Crushing Demise. I'm not taking removals here. There's no way. Endless for Lady is nice. It takes her out of the reform pool, which is good. More health is also fine for her, but taking her out of the reform pool is pretty strong. It makes it so that I can focus on Prince a little bit more. With armor 5, extinguished twice. We could have done some Votavary nonsense, but alas. Raider's Quill is solid. I think I'd rather have the higher attack on my Pyre though. Alright. Here we go. I will be very, very shocked if this is not the end. However, you never know, do ya? Okay, I want to consume this torch, and then I want to keep the 12 damage torch. Oh, my Prince doesn't die. Oh, he goes at 1. Wow. Had I counted, I would have realized I had to kill Prince. Alas, I did not. So on this turn, I think the least important card in my hand here is Hidden Passage. Yeah, I believe it is. Now, I can do a lot of interesting moves here. I think that I'm taking 30 from this unit, and there's nothing that I am going to do about this. This is going to be just Pyre Health Heavies are going to slowly work us down here. That's what we're looking at right now. I'm wondering about Crushing Demise Lady of the Reformed here instead, since Prince is already dying. I can do something like this. Okay, I'm gonna Hidden Passage Seraph up. I'm gonna play Crushing Demise down here. Killing the Curse Boy is the second best outcome. Not playing Purifying Cleanse on Prince first is a big mistake. However, it's fine. I'm gonna play that out. Okay. I should have Purified Prince first, for sure. Because now I'm just a little behind and it's gonna be awkward. It's gonna be very, very awkward from here on. Hornbreak goes. I'm gonna play Prince on the middle floor here. I don't think that I have a choice but to put him out. I'm just gonna take too much, right? Maybe not, maybe I can hold on. Think about this. Currently, if I torch here, you're doing... So this guy hits twice. 3 times. I gave up a little bit too much money, I think. 3 times. So he does 25. I'm at 46. Right now, you're hitting me for 3 hits, so another 25 puts me to 21. So I have to be confident that I don't let another Gilded Wings go by in order to not play Prince mid-floor and just place him. I think I just place him here. Yeah, okay, I'm going to. It was wrong to pay energy, although he's only 16 times 5 right now. But I guess a lot of his scaling actually just comes from Wicklash anyway, so that's what we're gonna do. Now I do have to take a curse, and I think that's okay. I'll just scale up the drafts. Ideally I don't draw both drafts together, but we don't live in an ideal world, do we? Ideally you don't do that to me, Sarah. The Light Wings on the top floor is disastrous. Monstrous. Branding right is good here. Now I have to remember the... Crushing Demise goes top floor. And I'm just gonna sacrificial everything else. I'm gonna keep Molded, and I'm gonna keep Crushing Demise. And then I sacrifice this hand. I play you here. Maybe it was better to play him and have him live. Not sure. I break even on this floor. Or no, I take 3 on that floor. Okay. That is fine. If I Hidden Passage, what do I do? I'm gonna sacrifice for sure. I think that we're just barely not gonna scale enough. The heavies are too big and too doubled. There's just nothing I can do, it feels like. I think it's bad. I'm gonna play Hidden Passage here to kill Lady. She'll wipe the floor out at least. A little bit fine. And then I play Primitive Mold, bring back this draft. We are down 3 HP here. You're 45 times 2. The big problem is that Hornbreaker Prince... I'm gonna replay this combat as well. I'm pretty sure that we can do this better. Playing him mid-floor like that was incorrect. I realize it now. I realize the strength of this run. We're dead for sure, so I'm gonna replay it. Over the next 3 turns, I die 100%. It's, you know, you'll forgive me, it's not exactly the most intuitive run I've ever played, to say the least. So, a big part of this that I was not respecting is the part where Prince and the drafts fight enemies on the floor below. I did not think about this. Right, and then as we learned, I don't have to do the math this time, but I will do it just to prove it to you, is 25 from these two and he has 26 health. So I torch ya, and I torch ya. There you go. Lots of little optimizations that I am not too attentive of. Now we're in a much different position than we were in the last episode, though. The last circumstance, shall we say. So the best thing to do here, I think, is ascend this guy. It is not the best thing to do there. I did not count that correctly. Okay. My mistake. I'll just Crushing Demise this. It's a shame, but it's fine. It's a little awkward, I would say. That's how I would put it. I would mark that as awkward. It's a shame that they changed Exploding Candle. The ordering being the other way used to be really good. I have to take this damage. Well, I can just Horn Break, actually. It's fine. And I'm gonna take 5 from Self-Mutilation here. Nothing I can do. I can play this mold, but never mind. There is, in fact, something I can do. Okay, see, we were missing these turns where Prince just clocks 64 in. The run feels pretty doomed regardless because my Sacrificial Resurrections are bottom half, and those cards are important. I'm gonna kill you. I know I'm taking a Self-Mutilation hit, but I'm saving myself a Self-Mutilation hit as well. Yeah, just super late on the Sacrificial Resurrections. I am not feeling too confident here. However, you never know. I think consuming Wicklash might be wrong, but at the same time, giving up 2 cards on the Sacrificial Resurrection doesn't feel great either. I guess I will. It's fine. I'll do it like this. And then I'm just gonna place this draft here because I need something to deal with the damage we're taking. To ever have a chance. I think that it's pretty over, but Hard to say. Fight it out. Fight to the bitter end on this one. I didn't draw a reform card here, which is awkward. I think that just kills me, actually. I needed to be able to play Prince here. I'm gonna move down there. I mean, I'm definitely sacrificial resurrectioning here, even if it's only on self-mutilation, it's still good. Interesting, huh? Very interesting. You do 5. I guess I just have to draw some Crushing Demises off the top here. That's all. We just gotta pull Crushing Demise off the top. I don't want you in the dead pool. I guess I just place you here as well. It's not great, but it's fine. Prince has a lot of lifting to do. It's a way through, but it's unlikely. It is impossible now. We would actually potentially be able to recover this if it weren't for Daze, right? Because you play him up here, you put the Whiplash on him, and he kills this floor. Yeah. Well, he doesn't quite kill this floor, but we don't die. But alas, that change hasn't hit yet. Sad. It's okay. This run was never really built to win. I think that specifically this Seraph is really bad for it. Sap doesn't really matter. Patient Seraph would be awkward too, but Diligent Seraph is just really, really hard because he fills the deck with garbage and this deck needs consistency. But Diligent Seraph just kind of like beats you if you need consistency. Oh well, it was fun. I'm very shocked that we made it to floor 8. We would have died on Arcus if I didn't do the reset, of course, but you know, again, not a super obvious run. And something new and fun. Something that's not just the millionth run of Rage Prince that I've played. So I had a good time with this. Hopefully you had a good time watching it. Thanks for watching as well. If you enjoyed, don't forget to leave me a like. Subscribe if you want to see more. I'll see you in the next one. Have a good one.